I'm just sitting at this park right now. So I don't have to listen to you doing this, and you're interrupting my music call on my phone. Please leave me alone.
You told me you never ignore me.
Stop fucking with me! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Please! Leave me alone! Please! Please leave me alone! I don't want any sex with you! I don't want any sex! So stop! I already touched myself! I don't want any sex with you! Okay? Okay? Thank you!
With an update to a breaking story we have been following the last few hours out of Eastpointe, where police say an employee stabbing her own manager to death. This all happening inside a McDonald's on 9 Mile.
Then one day she coming in there talking about some yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids since this and that. Well, you know, telling us that like the fuck you telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for? You sound like a fucking psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her. She was talking about some she blacked out. I'm like, yeah, you must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, you know, like I'm like, what the fuck you telling me this for? Like she think she's like trying to make it seem like that she big dog or some shit. Give a fuck about you telling me about you pulling the gun out on a kid. I don't fucking like that shit doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? That shit doesn't scare me. If she thought she was trying to intimidate me, that shit didn't intimidate me at all. I don't give a fuck about her telling me about what the fuck she did. You know, and maybe that's why they always fighting her, to defend themselves. They probably felt like their life was threatened. The fuck out of here with that shit. I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, you know, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps saying her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on, like, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. That shit gonna have to stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on. And then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right. But we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked. And I caught her a few times making a mistake. And she tried to hurry up and play it off. You know, nobody's perfect. It's fucking McDonald's. It happens. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused. So fuck, it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So all that animosity and shit that she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me, I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative shit she's saying about, you know, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there and then playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That shit is crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody gonna have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.
It's just before 8 a.m. on July 10th, 2025, in Eastpointe, Michigan, a quiet suburb just outside Detroit. The McDonald's on 9 Mile Road hums with the usual morning rush. Families grabbing breakfast, workers sipping coffee, the drive-through line snaking around the building. The air smells of frying hash browns and fresh coffee. Inside, employees bustle behind the counter, their voices blending with the sizzle of the grill. It's an ordinary day in an ordinary place. But in a matter of minutes, this fast food haven will transform into a scene of unimaginable horror. Jennifer Harris, a 39-year-old single mother of 6, is the shift manager. Known as JAMA to her family and co-workers, she's a pillar of strength, a woman who's worked at this McDonald's for 15 years, pouring her heart into providing for her children. She's firm but kind, the kind of manager who knows every customer's order by heart. But today, a simmering workplace dispute is about to erupt into something deadly. A 26-year-old employee, Afeni Muhammad, sent home early after a heated argument, will return with a kitchen knife and a mask. What happens next will leave a community shattered, a family broken, and a nation questioning how a verbal disagreement could end in such brutal violence. She started stabbing her, and I ran for help, a witness later told Fox 2 Detroit, their voice trembling. She stabbed her everywhere. As police sirens wail and a heroic customer fires a warning shot to stop the chaos, one question burns. What drove Afeni Muhammad to commit such a heinous act? Was it rage, revenge, or something deeper? This is Dark Truth Files, and today we unravel the tragic story of Jennifer Harris's murder. A case that exposes the fragility of workplace tensions and the devastating consequences of unchecked anger. Buckle in, because the story will grip you, haunt you, and leave you questioning the world around us. Let's dive into the life of a woman whose light was extinguished too soon. The Eastpointe McDonald's stabbing isn't just a crime story. It's a stark reminder of the human cost of workplace conflict and the ripple effects of violence on families and communities. In a world where fast food restaurants are often seen as safe, familiar spaces, this case challenges our sense of security. It's a story of a mother's love, a suspect's unraveling, and a community grappling with grief. As we piece together the timeline, motives, and aftermath, we'll explore not just what happened, but why, and what it means for all of us. Stay with us as we honor Jennifer Harris and seek the dark truth behind her tragic death. Jennifer Harris, affectionately called JAMA by those who love her, was more than a McDonald's manager. She was a 39-year-old single mother of 6, a woman whose life revolved around her children, Antonia, her eldest, and 5 others who looked to her as their rock. Born and raised in Mount Clemens, Michigan, Jennifer was a product of the working-class grit that defines much of the Detroit metro area. Her family described her as a woman who woke up every day with one mission: to provide for her kids. My mama died trying to take care of us, her daughter Antonia Griffin told reporters, her voice breaking with grief.
With everybody that she loved, her kids showed them pictures of us. We would come up here. We met her co-workers. We met the lady and everything. I don't understand why she had to kill her. It was not fair. My mama didn't deserve that. My mama was even good to her. She was good to everybody.
Jennifer's journey wasn't easy. As a single mother, she juggled the demands of raising 6 children while working long hours at the McDonald's on 9 Mile Road in Eastpointe. For 15 years, she climbed the ranks from crew member to shift manager, earning the respect of her co-workers and the loyalty of her customers. She was so good to everybody, Antonia said, a hard-working woman. Her co-workers echoed the sentiment. Kelly McAlpine, a fellow employee, told CBS News, "I'm shocked. I couldn't believe it. I was devastated. Never would have thought something like this was going to happen there." Jennifer's life was a testament to resilience. She wasn't just a manager. She was a mentor, a friend, and a beacon of kindness in a fast-paced environment. Customers knew her warm smile, and her children knew her unwavering devotion. She worked grueling shifts, often starting before dawn, to ensure her kids had food on the table, clothes on their backs, and a roof over their heads. Her daughter Antonia recalled meeting Afeni Muhammad, the woman now accused of her mother's murder, and noted that Jennifer had always treated her with kindness. "We met the lady and everything," Antonia said. "I don't understand why she had to kill her." Eastpointe, a small city of about 34,000 people, is a tight-knit community where places like McDonald's serve as more than just restaurants. They're gathering spots where locals catch up over coffee and kids grab Happy Meals after school. Jennifer was a familiar face at the 9-Mile Road location, a constant presence who knew the regulars by name. The franchise owner, Yusuf Al-Qadri, described her as a dedicated employee whose loss was felt deeply. "We are deeply saddened by this tragic incident, and our hearts go out to the victim's family and loved ones," he said in a statement. Jennifer's life wasn't without challenges. Raising 6 children alone in a working-class suburb came with financial strain and emotional weight. Yet, she poured her energy into her family, dreaming of a better future for her kids. Her children describe her as their hero, a woman who sacrificed everything for them. "My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for," Antonia told WXYZ. "She woke up every day to work for us." What makes Jennifer's story so heartbreaking is her humanity. She wasn't just a victim. She was a woman with dreams, fears, and a fierce love for her family. Her children, now left without their mother, face an unimaginable void. The Eastpointe community, too, mourns the loss of a woman who represented the best of their town. Hardworking, kind, and deeply connected to those around her. As we move into the events of that fateful morning, keep Jennifer's face in your mind, a woman who deserved to come home to her children, not to become a headline. July 10th, 2025, started like any other day at the McDonald's on 9-Mile Road and Schroeder Avenue in Eastpointe. It was just before 8 a.m., and the breakfast rush was in full swing. The restaurant was alive with the clatter of trays, the beep of the drive-thru timer, and the chatter of customers. Jennifer Harris, the shift manager, was overseeing operations, ensuring orders were filled and the crew stayed on task. Among her team was 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad, an employee known to some as Risen Phoenix on social media. The morning wasn't without tension. According to police reports, Jennifer and Afeni had a verbal altercation early in the shift. The exact details of the argument remain unclear, but it was significant enough for Jennifer, as the manager, to send Afeni home early. Prosecuting attorney Sian Hengeveld later revealed that Jennifer cited Afeni's performance as the reason for the dismissal. Afeni, visibly upset, responded with a chilling promise. "I'll be back." Afeni left the restaurant, but the situation was far from resolved. According to investigators, she didn't go far. Instead, she headed to a nearby park, where she reportedly lingered, her anger simmering. What happened in those moments remains a mystery, but one thing is clear. Afeni Muhammad was not done with Jennifer Harris. At approximately 7:50 a.m., Afeni returned to McDonald's. Witnesses later reported that she was wearing a face mask, an unusual detail that suggested premeditation. In her hand was a kitchen knife, its blade gleaming under the fluorescent lights of the restaurant. The atmosphere shifted instantly as Afeni approached Jennifer, who was working near the counter. Without warning, she began stabbing Jennifer viciously, relentlessly. Prosecutors later stated that Jennifer was stabbed approximately 15 times, with wounds concentrated in her face and body. The scene was chaos. Customers screamed, employees froze, and the air filled with panic. A witness in the drive-thru, who spoke to Fox 2 Detroit, described the horror. "She started stabbing her, and I ran for help. She stabbed her everywhere." Jennifer, defenseless, collapsed under the onslaught, her blood staining the floor of the place where she'd worked for 15 years. Amid the chaos, a customer in the drive-thru, a licensed concealed pistol holder, witnessed the attack. Acting on instinct, He drew his firearm and fired a single warning shot into the air. The gunshot echoed to the restaurant, momentarily halting Afeni's attack. As she attempted to flee, the customer detained her at gunpoint, holding her until Eastpointe police arrived. No one was struck by the bullet, but the intervention was pivotal in stopping the assault and preventing Afeni from escaping. Police arrived at 8:02 a.m., responding to reports of a stabbing and gunfire. They found Jennifer suffering from multiple stab wounds, barely clinging to life. Officers arrested Afeni Muhammad at the scene, and paramedics rushed Jennifer to a local hospital. Tragically, she succumbed to her injuries shortly after. The McDonald's, once a bustling hub, was now a crime scene, cordoned off with yellow tape as stunned employees and customers waited in the parking lot. By 8:30 a.m., the Eastpointe Police Department had secured the scene and begun their investigation. Lieutenant Alex Holish, speaking to the Macomb Daily, expressed disbelief at the escalation. For a verbal dispute to turn into this is ridiculous. People have to learn how to resolve their disputes. The community was reeling, and news of the tragedy spread quickly, leaving Eastpointe in shock. Jennifer Harris, a beloved manager and mother, was gone, and a young woman now faced charges that could put her behind bars for life. Afeni Muhammad, 26, was an Eastpointe resident and McDonald's employee who worked under Jennifer Harris's supervision. Known online as Risen Phoenix, Afeni was active on social media, particularly Instagram, where she posted about her life and frustrations. In the days leading up to the stabbing, she shared videos that now seem chillingly prophetic. In one post, she ranted about being sent home early from work, alleging mistreatment and bullying by her manager. "Not again," she captioned the video, followed by laughter, a detail that sent shivers through those who saw it after crime. Afeni's social media presence painted a picture of a young woman grappling with personal struggles. She claimed Jennifer had disrespected her, even alleging that Jennifer had once pulled a firearm near her children, though no evidence has substantiated this claim. These posts suggest a growing resentment toward Jennifer. But what pushed Afeni to such an extreme act? Was it a sudden snap, or was this a premeditated act of revenge? The motive behind Jennifer's murder appears rooted in workplace tension. According to police and prosecutors, the July 10th argument was not an isolated incident. Afeni had been sent home early at least twice before, which she perceived as unfair and humiliating. Her Instagram videos reveal a sense of grievance, with complaints about being bullied and sent home for nothing. The prosecution alleges that Afeni's anger festered after being dismissed that morning, leading her to return with a knife and a mask, a clear sign of intent. But was there more to the story? Some online speculation has pointed to personal conflicts between Afeni and Jennifer, though no concrete evidence supports this. Jennifer's daughter Antonia insisted that her mother was kind to Afeni, suggesting no deep-seated animosity on Jennifer's part. Could Afeni's perception of mistreatment have been magnified by personal struggles or mental health issues? Without access to her psychological history, this remains a question mark, but her social media activity hints at a volatile emotional state. Early reports raised questions about whether other factors contributed to crime. Some social media posts speculated about a deeper feud, possibly involving personal issues outside the workplace. However, police have found no evidence of a prior relationship beyond their professional interactions. Another theory floated online suggested that Afeni's actions might have been influenced by external pressures, such as financial stress or personal conflicts, but these remain unverified and speculative. The prosecution's case is straightforward. Afeni acted out of rage and premeditation, driven by her resentment over being sent home. Her decision to wear a mask and bring a knife strongly supports this narrative. Yet, the defense, represented by an attorney from the Michigan Indigent Defense Commission, may argue that Afeni's actions were a result of emotional distress or provocation, though no official defense statement has been released as of July 11th, 2025. Afeni's social media posts offer a glimpse into her mindset. Her Risen Phoenix persona suggests a desire for empowerment or rebirth, perhaps masking deeper insecurities or anger. The fact that she filmed herself ranting about her job just days before the attack indicates a preoccupation with perceived slights. Psychologically, this could point to a pattern of rumination, where small grievances snowball into overwhelming rage. Her chilling promise, "I'll be back," suggests a moment of clarity in her intent, a warning that went unheeded until it was too late. One of the most shocking revelations in this case came from Afeni Muhammad's Instagram account. Just days before the stabbing, she posted videos venting about her job, specifically her frustration with being sent home early. In one video, she laughed as she captioned it, "Not again," a haunting foreshadowing of the violence to come. These posts, discovered after the crime, sent shockwaves through the online community, with users like calling them chilling and amplifying their reach. The videos have become a key piece of evidence, offering insight into Afeni's mindset and potentially strengthening the prosecution's case for premeditation. On July 11, 2025, Afeni Muhammad was arraigned in the 38th District Court in Eastpointe via video conference from the Macomb County Jail. She faces charges of first-degree murder, carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent, and being a habitual offender's second notice. Her bond was set at an astronomical $25 million, reflecting the severity of the crime and the court's view of her as a flight risk. A probable cause conference is scheduled for July 23rd, and a preliminary exam is set for July 30th. The prosecution, led by Sion Hengeveld, presented a damning narrative. Afeni left the McDonald's after her argument with Jennifer, went to a nearby park, and returned with a knife and a mask, stabbing Jennifer 15 times. This account painted a picture of calculated intent, undermining any defense claims of a spontaneous act. The defense, while yet to make a formal statement, may explore Afeni's emotional state or workplace dynamics to argue for a lesser charge, but the evidence of premeditation, particularly the mask, poses a significant hurdle. The Eastpointe community and beyond have been rocked by Jennifer's murder. Social media, particularly X, exploded with reactions from grief to outrage. Posts highlighted the customer's heroic intervention, focused on Afeni's social media rants. Local media outlets, including WXYZ, Fox 2 Detroit, and the Macomb Daily, provided detailed coverage, emphasizing Jennifer's role as a devoted mother and the senselessness of the violence. The case has also sparked broader conversations about workplace safety and conflict resolution. Lieutenant Alex Holish commented to the Macomb Daily, "People have to learn how to resolve their disputes," resonated with many, highlighting societal need for better de-escalation strategies. Some social media users expressed sympathy for Afeni's claims of bullying, but the overwhelming sentiment condemned her actions, with many calling for justice for Jennifer. The Eastpointe Police Department is still gathering evidence, including witness statements and potential surveillance footage from the McDonald's. They've urged anyone with information to contact their detective bureau at 586-445-9415. Forensics teams are analyzing the knife and other evidence from the scene, which could provide further insight into the attack's brutality. The investigation is also exploring Afeni's social media activity for additional clues about her motive and state of mind. As of July 12, 2025, Afeni Muhammad remains in custody at the Macomb County Jail, awaiting her probable cause conference on July 23rd. The first-degree murder charge carries a potential life sentence without parole, and the $25 million bond ensures she will remain behind bars until her trial. The Eastpointe McDonald's, owned by Yusuf Alcadre, has been temporarily closed, its parking lot a somber reminder of the tragedy. The community continues to mourn, with vigils and tributes honoring Jennifer Harris's memory. The legal process is just beginning, but the evidence against Afeni appears strong. Her social media posts, the mask, and her chilling words, "I'll be back," paint a picture of intent that will be difficult to refute. However, the defense may argue that workplace pressures or emotional distress contribute to her actions, potentially seeking a plea for a lesser charge. The coming weeks will be critical as prosecutors build their case and the community watches closely. Jennifer Jama Harris was more than a headline. She was a mother who woke up every day to provide for her 6 children, a manager who poured 15 years into her job, and a woman whose kindness touched countless lives. Her daughter Antonia's words echo in our hearts. "My mama was the best mom anybody could ever ask for." Jennifer's legacy lives on in her children, who now face a future without her, and the Eastpointe community, where her loss has left a void that cannot be filled. We honor Jennifer by remembering her strength, her love, and her dedication. Her story reminds us of the fragility of life and the importance of compassion in our daily interactions. As her family grieves, they deserve justice, closure, and the support of a community that will never forget Jama's light. The Eastpointe McDonald's tragedy raises profound questions about workplace dynamics, mental health, and the escalation of conflict. How can we prevent such senseless acts of violence? What role do employers play in addressing employee grievances before they spiral out of control? And what can we do to support families like Jennifer's, who are left to pick up the pieces? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever witnessed or experienced workplace conflict that escalated dangerously? What do you think could have been done to prevent this tragedy? Your voice matters, and together, we can keep Jennifer's memory alive while seeking answers to these critical questions. Subscribe to Dark Truth Files for more stories that uncover the truth behind the headlines, and let's continue to demand justice for Jennifer Harris. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and stay safe.